I don't know who's worse, Orlando Brown or Kanye West. I just don't know who's worse. Soon as y'all come in the building, y'all gotta smash that like button. I know I don't usually go live this early, but we are surviving Orlando Brown. I should not have to be on vacation, sitting in the day room crying. Like I said, Kanye West, Orlando Brown is going to be the cause of me having a heart attack. Now, y'all remember I told y'all that Orlando Brown was in jail. So Orlando Brown was released. And now he's saying that Diddy and Jay-Z, they allegedly put somebody in his cell and had them clap his cheeks while he was in jail. This is crazy, y'all. Y'all got to get them likes up. We are in the lobby right now. I've been crying. I've been crying all morning. I've been crying all morning. You know what I'm saying? Not only did Orlando Brown have to go to jail, you know what I mean? And he said that Jay-Z and Diddy was trying to take him out. You know what I'm saying? And now he's saying that Diddy and Jay-Z put somebody in his jail cell. Orlando Brown is home right now. And now he is trying to say that Diddy and Jay-Z got his cheeks clapped in jail. Salute to everybody in the building. This is very sad. This is very sad and this is heart-wrenching. Orlando Brown been telling us the truth all this time. Yes. See, and we didn't take it serious. When Orlando Brown said that Diddy and Jay-Z was allegedly trying to kill him, you know what I'm saying? It had to been some truth to that. It had to been some truth to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Orlando Brown is because he just got out of jail. Orlando Brown is out of jail. Prayers, Orlando Brown received all the prayers and thanks everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we was praying for Orlando Brown. But now he's saying that Diddy and Jay-Z got his cheeks clapped in jail. Now, I don't know if Orlando Brown had a boyfriend in there or, you know what I mean? He said that they put somebody in his cell. You know what I'm saying? Put a one in the chat if y'all believe Orlando Brown that somebody allegedly had R-worded him in jail. Do y'all believe that? Because y'all know he says crazy, bizarre things. Orlando Brown says crazy, bizarre things. But I'm here on a vacation and I'm surviving Orlando Brown. And then I'm surviving Kanye West at the same time. This shit is crazy. I just don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe, y'all. So now I can get louder. Orlando Brown was released from jail. Orlando Brown is home and he's on Instagram saying that Diddy and Jay-Z got him R-worded in prison for snitching on them. So Orlando Brown is home, y'all. So he's going to be able to come to Diddy's freak off trial. So shout out to Orlando Brown because he's home now. You know what I'm saying? So if they did get him allegedly R-worded, Orlando Brown can say all of that at Diddy's trial. He can say all of that at Diddy's trial. Salute to all of y'all that's in the building, y'all. Yes, we is on a vacation right now. And then when this shit hit my thing, I try to be quiet, but I love my people. So y'all know I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. I'm going to keep it real. Orlando Brown said he loved me when he loved me. And I know it's them. If Orlando Brown said that he knows it's them, then he knows it's them. I'm not going to be naive. People going to say, oh, Orlando Brown just clickbaiting, or Orlando Brown just clout chasing. Why would the boy have to clout chase for so many years? He was a little boy. He can't even go to jail and do his time in peace. You know what I'm saying? So mysteriously, some dude slid inside of Orlando Brown's jail cell, and then after that, slid inside of Orlando Brown's Tasty Cakes. You know what I'm saying? And he said that he know his auntie Jay-Z and he know his auntie Yolanda. That's what Orlando Brown is saying that his cellmate said. His cellmate said, yo, we know your auntie Jay-Z and we know your auntie Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? So Orlando Brown felt comfortable around the dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy that these people will go at, if they allegedly did this, they will go to length to try to silence you. They will do anything to try to silence you. You know what I'm saying? And as I told y'all, I am on vacation. I'll be back at Grand Central Station tomorrow. We will be back going live. But I gotta bring this to y'all. Kanye West was crashing out yesterday. He talking about somebody raided his motherfucking freak off dungeon, his MAGA fucking mansion. You know what I'm saying? And now Orlando Brown just got released from jail, and he's saying that Diddy and Jay-Z got him R-worded, allegedly, in jail. Said that a cellmate was befriended him and said he knew his auntie Yolanda and his auntie Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. I don't know. These people got a lot of power. Pure survival. If they want to get your back blown out, Diddy could get your back blown out. Jay-Z could get your back blown out if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, these people have power, even in jail. Even in jail. God damn it. Orlando Brown, he even said the whole time that he was in jail, before he knew that his cellmate knew his auntie Jay-Z and his auntie Diddy, you know what I mean? He befriended him. He was giving them honey buns, snacks. You know what I'm saying? He said that they were doing all kinds of different things in the jail cell. He let them get the bottom bunk. Usually you have to get the top bunk. His cellmate made him get he said you could get the bottom bunk during survival on the strength of Jay-Z, on the strength of Diddy Glover. So he let Orlando Brown get the bottom bunk so he could climb down from the top bunk, pure survival, ding-a-ling first, and land in Orlando Brown's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like that he wanted it. I know it sounds funny, but it's not funny. That boy been saying that these people made love to him, all kinds of stuff, and everybody just wants to say, oh, Orlando Brown crazy. I don't think he crazy. If he say he ran into somebody in jail that said they know Jay-Z, they know Diddy, befriended him, and clapped his cheeks, like, I mean, it's crazy. And Kanye West said all the shit he said and deleted it. So I just think they all have mental problems. You know what I'm saying? After what they went through, the horror, the trauma. When you have a grown man breathing with his hot prison breath all over your neck and shoulders, have you ever had a man with hot prison breath? I'm talking about prison breath. They've been praying all day. Praise the Bible. You know what I'm talking about? You know how bad a man breath stink after he's been praying and making salat or going to the chapel? His breath stink. He's been conversating all day. So these people been breathing down Orlando Brown's neck with funky motherfucking prison breath. Ding-a-ling on a breath, everything. You got to think about the horror and the trauma. You know what I'm talking about? Orlando Brown said that he was in there with all kinds of child predators, you know what I mean, on his whole block. They had him on a block with nothing but predators during survival. Orlando Brown said, I'm not a predator. Why am I on the predator block? Nobody has facial hair on this block. If you go to prison and you see somebody without facial hair or a mustache, per survival, you better get away from him. 9 out of 10, he's in motherfucking tree jumper. Tree jumpers don't have facial hair in prison. So I know Orlando Brown got to be telling the truth. How did he know what a tree jumper looked like? He already said Diddy and Jay-Z got him locked up. And now he's saying that Diddy and Jay-Z had somebody allegedly clap his cheeks, butter his biscuit. Have you ever had butter on your biscuit? Orlando Brown had butter on his biscuit, and it's not that he wanted it. He said he didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? He said he's still in love with Nick Cannon. Orlando Brown said he's still in love with Nick Cannon. And shout out to Nick Cannon, because Nick Cannon put money on Orlando Brown books. Orlando Brown said that Nick Cannon is his wife, and his wife put money on his books. So if Nick Cannon put money on Orlando Brown books, we must thank Nick Cannon. Orlando Brown said that Busta Rhymes came and visiting. Orlando Brown is talking about everything he experienced in jail. And it sounds as though that the boy is telling the truth. You know what I mean? And shout out to Busta Rhymes for visiting Orlando Brown. You know what I mean? He said Adam 22 came and visited him. He had a lot of support. So I'm going to keep on supporting Orlando Brown, Pure Survival, because I feel like they went through a lot of sick things as children. You know what I'm saying? That's for him to be thrown off like that. He went through a lot of stuff as a kid. And then thinking that these grown people love you when they had loved you. That's the same thing that Justin Bieber went through. That's why he's crashing out. And Justin Bieber saying that these people are after him too, but he's speaking in motherfucking codes. Justin Bieber is speaking in codes. Orlando Brown is being more outspoken, and I feel like Orlando Brown is a soldier. He's a fucking soldier. For him to go to jail, and he said that Jay-Z and Diddy put him there, and then he made it out. Orlando Brown got out of jail early this morning. And now he's saying that allegedly while he was in jail, Diddy and Jay-Z hired somebody to go in there and clap his cheeks and befriended him. Orlando Brown said he didn't have no money or nothing when he first came in there. And his cellmate was acting like his friend. Gave him a cigarette, said, "Here, you want to smoke this? You can smoke on this, daddy." That's how he knew that Auntie Diddy had something to do with it. Because he said, "Do you want to smoke this? You can have this cigarette, daddy." You know what I mean? If somebody called me daddy in jail and I think that Diddy put me in jail, I'm going to think that they are working with Diddy Glover. If the motherfucker call me daddy. Ain't nobody supposed to call you daddy in jail. If somebody call you daddy in jail, trust and believe me, they trying to get with you. You know what I'm saying? And Orlando Brown said he went to the law library to read his rights. You know what I mean? And he came back to his cell and found a Snickers bar on his bed. He had found a Snickers bar. And anybody will tell you, if you know about any jail, you can look it up on YouTube. If you find a candy bar or some sort of snack on your bed, that's a man making a pass at you. If you find a snack or a tasty cake or anything on your motherfucking bunk, that's a man making a pass at you. Pure survival. Your ass is in danger. So when Orlando Brown found that Snickers bar, he said he didn't really know what was going on, so he had ate the Snickers bar. And at that point, once he ate the Snickers bar, then he was going to have to go head on and lick the wrapper. You know what I'm talking about? Call me so I can get it juicy for you. Call me so I can... He was going to have to lick the wrapper after he had ate that candy bar. You don't eat a candy bar when you find that shit in your jail cell. Everybody know that that's a setup. Pure survival. It's a whole setup. You know what I'm saying? But Orlando Brown didn't know. You got to understand, it's not like it was his first time being in jail in that Pacific jail. He'd been in other little juvenile facilities, pure survival, with little 14, 15-year-olds. They put him in the big house on purpose. They put Orlando Brown in the big house and had that man put that candy bar on that boy's bed. You know what I mean? They said when Orlando Brown came out the cell, he had chocolate stains all on his face. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy that he's home, y'all. Smash that like button. Y'all got to get them likes up. Orlando Brown is out of jail. We should be happy for him. And we got to take it serious of what he say. Y'all heard him say Jay-Z, Auntie Yolanda, and all these people. And he been speaking to us in codes. He's been talking in codes. But that boy know what he talking about. Orlando Brown knows what he's talking about. And as y'all see, I've been stressing. I start crying early in the morning when I saw his Instagram post. I was happy to see that he was home, but I bursted out crying when I heard that he ate the candy bar. Ladies and gentlemen, put candy bars in the chat. Orlando Brown had ate the candy bar, and anybody, if you eat the candy bar, you gotta know that that ass is in danger. Get on the floor because it's that nigga right there. It's the nigga right there. You don't even know. The dude that gave you the candy bar is the nigga right there. You know what I'm saying? That's about to take your virginity. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this is crazy, y'all. But like I said, I'll be back on tomorrow the way we used to be on. I've been on a vacation, chilling. You know what I mean? You know, and all of this shit been going on, and the internet ain't even all that good where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But I said I gotta tell my people Orlando Brown is out, and I'm believing everything he said. I don't give a damn. Cause they gonna be saying, "Oh, Orlando Brown crazy." How you gonna say Orlando Brown on drugs when he just got out of jail? Cause that's the first thing they gonna say. They gonna say, "Oh, Orlando Brown is on drugs. Why he keep talking about Jay-Z? Why he keep talking about Auntie Yolanda and all of them?" The man said that Diddy was Janet Jackson. And he said Janet Jackson was the love of his life. So if he compares Diddy to the love of his life, so you know he got feelings for them. You know what I mean? When they were kids and being groomed into that shit, they had feelings and love for these people. You know what I'm saying? So for him to go to jail, and then this man allegedly goes into Orlando Brown's cell and take it to him, and really, really take it to him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about, like the dude said, how he said Dwayne Martin was murdering Will Smith. That's how he was murdering Orlando Brown in that cell. You know what I'm saying? So he said that it's all good though. Like, and then I don't understand why Orlando Brown said that he's putting money on the books of the dude who left the candy bar that had, you know what I mean, clapped his cheeks, that he's saying that Diddy and Jay-Z hired. So I don't know why he's putting money on his books and talking about he gonna go visit him. So I don't know. Maybe they started to, you know what I mean, catch feelings. Maybe Orlando Brown caught feelings for him. Y'all know Orlando Brown catch feelings very fast. All you gotta do is just tell him that you love him. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he fell in love with Diddy. That's how he fell in love with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Because they told him that they had loved him when they had loved him. You know what I'm saying? And y'all been in love before. Don't just look at it because, you know what I'm saying, because you don't go that way. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't go that way. I don't go that way either, but I understand love. So if Orlando Brown felt like when that dude left the Snickers on his bunk, you know what I'm saying, and let him get on the bottom bunk, and then he jumped down, came down by the ladder, like slid down the ladder, and then slid in Orlando Brown's cakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You got to know he went through a lot of trauma. You know what I mean? He may have felt like that was love. But that's what happens to newcomers that come to prison, that go to prison. You know what I'm saying? They do that to all of them. But Orlando Brown probably felt like it was some sort of kind of like love and affection. You know what I mean? So everybody, man, put welcome home to Orlando Brown in the chat, man. I'm glad that he home. And I hope that he do an interview and he release all of this. Orlando Brown has a lot of demons inside. He has a lot of demons inside. And I hope that he release it and let everybody know what he been through. Welcome home, Orlando Brown. Shout out to everybody in the building, too. Smash that like button. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? This is a random live. This is not like Plant. This is a random live. I was crying all morning. My woman was asking me, why are you standing in the corner crying? I said, because Orlando Brown just said that Diddy and Jay-Z got him done up in jail. And she was like, what? You know what I'm saying? And I said, yes, Orlando Brown is stating now that Diddy and Jay-Z had somebody in jail waiting for him and had befriended him and gave him all kinds of snacks. You know what I'm saying? So once I heard that they gave him the snacks, I kind of knew that was a blitz, that they were trying to blitz his tasty cakes once they give you the snacks. You know what I mean? And he said the guards knew who he was. I know Orlando Brown ain't lying. He said the guards knew who he was. He said that the guards had used to watch That So Raven. You know what I'm saying? But I'm shout out to all the people, man. That Little Bow Wow. He said Little Bow Wow put money on his books. You know what I'm saying? Even after Orlando Brown told everybody about him and Little Bow Wow's affair. So Little Bow Wow allegedly didn't want nobody to know about him and Orlando Brown's affair. And Orlando Brown said that it was hard for him to resist Bow Wow's light eyes. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like trying to resist Terrence Howard's light eyes. You see how Diddy act with Terrence Howard, Pure Survival, when he looked in Terrence's eyes. You know what I'm saying? It was like a hustle and freak off flow. It was a hustle and freak off flow. So you got to understand, for Bow Wow to take time out of his day and his busy schedule with his new hot fire rap album, you know what I'm saying? And go visit Orlando Brown and put money on his books, him and Busta Rhymes, that's some love right there. You know what I'm saying? So they must know there's some truth to that. Why would Little Bow Wow go visit motherfucking Orlando Brown if they never had an affair? You know what I'm saying? And Nick Cannon is a down ass wife. He's a down ass wife. You know what I'm saying? He's a down ass wife. Cause he said Nick Cannon came and visited him. You know what I'm saying? He said Kanye West came and visited him. I would have never trust that. Orlando Brown, if you watching this, I wouldn't have never trusted if you let Kanye West come visit you. Pure survival. Kanye West was working with Diddy. So if you think that they put somebody in your cell, why would you let Kanye West? Kanye West was the one probably setting the whole thing up. You ain't blaming Kanye, but you blaming Diddy and Jay-Z and Auntie Yolanda. You know what I'm saying? Orlando Brown, you got to think outside the freak off box. You got to think outside of the freak off box. If you had Kanye West come visit you, don't you know Kanye West is not to be trusted by nobody? The man is running around talking about he a Black Klans member. Pure survival. You know what I'm talking about? He is just as tore up in the game as you, Orlando Brown. I think Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? I think he got his cheeks clapped too. Put a one in the chat if y'all think that Kanye West got his cheeks clapped in the goddamn industry. Cause he got too much to say and he know too much. You know what I'm saying? I think Kanye West got his cheeks clapped too. The man was just out here recently disrespecting the shit out of his own mom, Pure Bible. Then he talking about his mom was sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? But we think you did it, Kanye. Sorry, we think you sacrificed your own mom, dude. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. How come all these people going crazy that come from the goddamn industry, the Hollywood industry? That's why I always stuck with Orlando Brown. I've always believed what that boy said. There's no way that you say that they had loved me when they love me, and then I know it's them. He said, I know it's them. You know what I'm saying? Then they said, who you? He said, my father sick. He sucked the baddest bitches on me. He called Diddy and all of them bad bitches. And they said, who your father, Orlando Brown? He said, Lucifer. Lucifer is his father. You got to understand how twisted Hollywood is. We all would have been turned the fuck out. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? All of us. That is just crazy. And it's traumatizing. You know, like little TK. You see what happened to little rapper TK that did the race? They gave that motherfucker 80 years and said, go race that, Pure survival. He already had 55 years? And then they gave him 80 years today. And that was a young boy that was misguided, Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? And his parents was messed up. He was better off dropping little TK off in Hollywood, letting him get his cheeks clapped. He probably would have just turned into a motherfucking freak off vampire. But he probably wouldn't have never killed nobody. You know what I'm saying? The shit is crazy. All them parents that sold their kids and then their kids turned out throwed off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to not believe what Orlando Brown is saying. It has to be some kind of truth to it. Maybe somebody saw Orlando Brown talking about Diddy and Jay-Z. Because I'm not going to accuse Diddy and Jay-Z and say that, okay, they did hire somebody to clap his cheeks in jail. Maybe they saw Orlando Brown talking about Diddy and Jay-Z, you know what I mean, and Auntie Yolanda, and then they said something to him like, yo, we saw you on the internet, you're a funny motherfucker, and befriended him. Orlando Brown probably feel like Jay-Z and Diddy set him up, but they probably didn't set him up. Everybody saw what Orlando Brown was saying on the internet about his affairs with these rappers and shit like that. So anybody could have seen him in jail and was like, oh shit, you know what? I'm gonna try to befriend him. I'm gonna try to see if he got some money. You know what I mean? This, that, and the third. He got all kinds of celebrities coming to visit him. You know what I'm talking about? What's Raven Simone went and visited him, he said. Cause he said Raven Simone got a new she got a new podcast and she want him on the podcast. You know what I mean? So she showed up and to the jail to visit him. And I thought that was so nice because Orlando Brown made fun of Raven. He called her all kinds of hoes and said that he was buttering her biscuit and she's a little nasty little freak. You know what I'm saying? But she still took time out of her day to go visit Orlando Brown. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, shout out to Nick Cannon because that's a good wife. A lot of women leave you when you go to jail. Unless you got a plus size mommy, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? That's why shout out to all the plus size women out there. You know what I mean? Like y'all could call yourselves fat, whatever. I call you plus size, pure survival. Because it's about what's inside here. But the plus size women, dudes love them in jail. If you go to the visiting room, they call it the dance floor. It ain't nothing but fat girls in a whole goddamn visiting room. Pure survival. You don't even see no skinny chicks. All the skinny girls done took off, but the whole fucking visiting room is nothing but fat girls. Pure survival. So shout out to all the big mamas that's holding motherfuckers down. You know what I'm talking about? If the whole dance floor fat. You know what I mean? But they the ones who come visit. So for Orlando Brown to still come visit, I mean, for Nick Cannon to visit his husband, which is Orlando Brown, I respect Nick Cannon for that. You know what I mean? Because Nick Cannon didn't have to go see Orlando Brown in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because Orlando Brown told everybody that they were married. Nick Cannon didn't want nobody. He only wanted everybody to know that he was married to Mariah Carey once upon a time. Pure Bible. He didn't want them to know that the Hollywood people had him and Orlando Brown get married at some kind of freak-off ceremony. It was a freak-off ceremony. Orlando Brown said he had pictures of his of their wedding, of Nick Cannon and his wedding. You know what I mean? And I'm waiting for Orlando Brown to post that. I hope he go crazy on the internet now that he home. I want him to expose everybody. Cause I believe what these people be saying in Hollywood, man. Shout out to the 1,000 people in the building. Get them likes up, man. Welcome home, Orlando Brown. Everybody put welcome home, Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown is out and he's telling his truth or what he feel. I'm telling y'all, I don't know if Jay-Z and Diddy set him up in jail. I don't know if he telling the truth about that. You know what I mean? No, I think he telling the truth, but these people probably saw Orlando Brown on the internet. Is what I'm saying. That don't mean because they know who Jay-Z and Diddy is that they set Orlando Brown up. You know what I'm saying? Put a one in the chat if y'all think that Orlando Brown, Diddy and Jay-Z set Orlando Brown up in jail. Orlando Brown already said that they got him locked up. He already said that they allegedly was trying to kill him. But do y'all think that they sent somebody to clap Orlando Brown's cheeks in jail? Damn, we getting a lot of ones in the joint. We getting a lot of ones, so people actually do believe that. Because I'm saying that couldn't they have saw him on the internet and said, yo, I'm friends with Jay-Z or I'm friends with Auntie Yolanda. You know what I'm saying? But Orlando Brown had ate the Snickers bar. You're not supposed to eat the Snickers when you're in jail. That's a rule during survival. And I learned not to eat candy motherfucker bar. But at first I didn't know. Pure survival. When somebody set a candy bar on my motherfucking bed, I was hungry as shit. Pure survival. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm looking at the candy bar. I'm like, God damn it, God damn it. But they show you a movie where you watch a movie in Camp Hill State Prison and it says, don't eat the candy bar. So I took the candy bar and walked out into the day room and I put the candy bar on the ground, pure survival. And I said, listen, everybody, listen up. I want to give a shout out to the guy that was so kind that put that candy bar on my bed, bro, survival. But you can have it back because I don't want to eat it during survival. That's the only thing that had saved me because I returned the candy bar. But Orlando Brown did not return the candy bar during survival, so he ate it. And if you eat the candy bar that somebody puts on the bed, that means you're technically in a relationship now. Survival. So he was in a relationship with his cellmate and did not know that he was in a relationship. If he wouldn't have never ate that candy bar, he would have been a single man. He would have been a single man. So then there would have been other men trying to get with him in jail because he's single. You know what I'm saying? Prison is not what y'all think it is. People just think people just get R-worded in prison. It's not like it was back in the 80s and the 70s and 60s. You know what I'm saying? People don't, if you drop the soap, a motherfucker ain't just gonna come and try to hug you from the back. You know what I mean? Just because you drop your soap. You got people that's throwing the soap down. Like, help me get this. Help me. Look, I just dropped my soap. Can you help me get this? There's people that's volunteering, asking you, can you please help them pick their bar of soap up? So they letting you know, I'm with the shits. I'm looking for a man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes like Orlando Brown never been in that kind of jail before. And people are looking for protection. So the first thing they do when they go to jail, they go find them a boyfriend. Or they go find them a religion. You know what I mean? Or they go find them a gang to join. You know what I'm saying? Because they're afraid now. All the gangster stuff is out the window when they go to jail. All the gangster stuff. That's why I tell young people, you don't want to go to jail. Pure survival. Do you want to be someone's boyfriend? You know what I'm talking about? You know, that's what I say to the young people. Do you want to be somebody's man? You know what I mean? And you're going to have to be faithful. You can't be going to other blocks cheating with other motherfuckers. Pure survival. You know what I'm talking about? They're going to sit you down next to them and have you in the cafeteria. Everybody looking like, oh, you see his new boo? You see his new boo? You're going to be someone's new boo. And the whole jail gonna know it. Even the guards, pure survival. They're gonna be laughing. They're gonna be like, oh, look, they together now. Look, he done got him a new one. You know, when them young motherfuckers come in, pure survival, with that little long hair and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Shit blowing in the wind in the motherfucking cell. You know, you don't want that in life. You know, that's why I say shout out to Hassan Campbell. Because when I went to jail, Hassan Campbell was my motherfucking cellie. And Hassan Campbell braided everybody's hair right in front of me. That's what had saved my life. You know what I mean? And I've been told that story. Hassan Campbell was one of the best hair braiders in prison. I've never seen a man do hair that good. Ever. Like, ever. I've never seen a woman do hair like that. You know what I'm saying? But motherfucking Orlando Brown, man, I'm just happy that he's home. I'm happy that he's safe now. And clearly the dude must have didn't, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't have tore Orlando Brown out the frame, or maybe he did tear him out the frame, because you got some women that want to be tore out the frame and it makes them, you know, really, really care about you. Oh, he tore me up last night. Oh, that's my baby. So maybe Orlando Brown wanted it to be tore out the frame. You know, that might have been a good thing for him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying Orlando Brown said he's going to go visit the guy. The same guy that he's saying Diddy and Jay-Z set him up. If you're going to go visit that man, then that means that Orlando Brown must have had, like I said, to me, they must have fell in love. You know what I'm saying? Orlando Brown is screaming, free the guy. That's what I didn't understand. He said Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly set him up, got him R-worded in jail, but that same dude, he's saying free him, you know what I'm saying? And he loves him, and he had loved me when he loved me. You see what I'm saying? So clearly they must have got close up there. They must have really had got close. You know what I'm saying? Orlando Brown said the guards wanted to take pictures with him, like for their kids. So Orlando Brown was so kind to take pictures with the guards so they can go home and show their kids who used to watch Nickelodeon. Orlando Brown was doing some very kind things. He didn't have to take pictures with the guards and things like that. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? So we all gotta read between the lines. We can't just let people say, oh, Orlando Brown is lying. I'm sick of that when I hear people say that. You know, if he's speaking out the way that he's speaking out, that's the way he's speaking out. Only thing that I'm saying to y'all is The person who was in his cell could have just saw Orlando Brown on the internet and said, I know Jay-Z, I know Diddy, and then did these alleged acts to him after that. But Orlando Brown feel like Jay-Z and Diddy set him up. He placed Jay-Z and Diddy somehow got this dude in his cell. He said he was his cellmate the whole time. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? So hey, if Orlando Brown feel like that, it's probably past trauma. Probably past trauma. Cause he said he was having nightmares and dreams and shit of Diddy and Jay-Z in jail. He said he was having nightmares and dreams. You know what I'm saying? That Diddy was coming to hug him from the back. Things like that. Now, if you have a dream that Diddy's trying to hug you from the back, wouldn't that be a nightmare to you too? You got to be thoughtful. You have to be thoughtful. If I had a dream that Diddy was trying to hug me from the back, I'd be scared too. I'd be scrambling and scraping for shit too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to let y'all say that Orlando Brown is back on crack. I'm not going to let y'all say that Orlando Brown is just fucking just being Orlando Brown. I'm not going to let y'all say that. You know what I mean? And discredit the boy's name. You know what I mean? After what he been through, after what his honey buns had been through. You know what I'm saying? He got his donut glazed. He even on the street. And then to go to jail and get your donut glazed, that's just crazy. And he think that Diddy and Jay-Z is responsible. So like I said, that's why y'all know I don't even go live this early. Y'all know that I don't go live this early. But I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come tell y'all what Orlando Brown is saying out of his mouth and let y'all know that Orlando Brown is free. He's out of jail. And he's talking about doing the podcast with That's So Raven because she visited him in jail. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Cat Williams too, man. He said Cat Williams put money on his books. I can believe that. Cat Williams, even after Orlando Brown made the statements he made about Cat, he said Cat Williams put $5,000 on his books, Pure Survival. And I feel like Cat Williams looked out for him because he know that boy went through some tragic shit. And there's so many people that done clap that boy's cheeks that he don't even know. If it's a room full of celebrities, Pure Survival, you know what I'm saying? You don't know, like who's doing this shit to you. Hold on, is that Oprah? Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Jada. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a room full of them. So shout out to Cat Williams, man, for looking out for Orlando Brown while he is in jail. He was giving a lot of people shout outs, you know what I mean? But he did say that Jay-Z and Diddy allegedly set him up and allegedly got him R-worded. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I don't know. He said, why Orlando Brown in jail? Well, he was in jail. He said Diddy and Jay-Z got him locked up. He said that Diddy and Jay-Z was trying to kill him. This is what he said before he went to jail. No, while he was in jail. You know what I'm saying? Now he just got released. He's saying that he got taken advantage. He had got taken advantage of, and he felt like Jay-Z and Diddy put a hit on his tasty cakes. Like they put the hit out on his rear end. You know what I'm talking about? So listen, I don't put it past these people in the industry. I just don't. They got connections. They have connections everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Half of Diddy's bodyguards was in prison besides Gene Deal and Gene Deal's clip-on kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? Roger Barnes, he was in prison, one of Diddy's bodyguards. You know what I'm saying? So they got people in prison if they want to get to you. So if Orlando Brown felt like they was getting to him, Mr. Anderson, you can feel like it's Cap all you want, Pure Survival. You know what I'm saying? But I believe Orlando Brown. And I'm not even going to give you no nuts, Mr. Anderson, Pure Survival. Because you might be saying that Orlando Brown is capping during survival. You might be saying Orlando Brown. Long as you're not saying me. You know what I'm saying? But if you would have been saying me, I would have just had the audience. I wouldn't have blocked you. I'd have let everybody put nuts in your mouth. That's what I do over here. When people say stupid shit, Pure Survival, I just have everybody in the chat put nuts in your mouth. But you didn't deserve the nuts at the time. Jazzel, so do you think he deserved the nuts? Okay, the word cap, so we're gonna put some motherfucking nuts in his motherfucking cap. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot deny that Orlando Brown has been speaking out for a long time. He's been speaking out, and it's been heart-wrenching. And I'm not gonna not tell y'all what Orlando Brown is now saying. I'm just not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, I feel like he's saying this shit for a reason, not the season. Something had happened to that boy. We all know that. So if he feel like something happened to him in jail, and the same people he been saying did shit to him, that he think they responsible, I'm going to take him serious. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? During survival. That's what I'm gonna do during survival. I was supposed to work out this morning. You know what I mean? I was supposed to work out. I don't even know where my woman at right now. She probably think that, I'm a sellout. Because I was supposed to work out. But I'm really fat in person. Hey, what's going on? Look, see, I was supposed to do the treadmill. I was supposed to run the treadmill. You know what I'm saying? But Orlando Brown took me off of my thing. He took me off my square. So I can't even work out. You know what I mean? But maybe I'll play some pool. Maybe I'll play some pool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll play some pool. Oh wow, there you are.
Hey,
Surviving Orlando Brown.
the surviving Orlando.
Look at her hiding in the cut, y'all. Look at her. Just hiding in the cut. Waiting for me. I'm sorry we were supposed to work out, but I was very overwhelmed with Orlando Brown. Like I was very overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? And I had to let my peoples know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like during survival. I can't just wait until after survival. I have to, during survival. But yes, man, like I love y'all and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And as I said, I'm on my vacation, but I'll be off tomorrow, you know. But I had to let y'all know, man, like Orlando Brown, he has a reason. He has a reason for what he's doing. Orlando Brown is not telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because people had neglected him for so long when he was speaking out, when he was doing these outbursts, exposing the industry. We all thought that Orlando Brown was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was crazy at first. You know what I mean? But I think Orlando Brown is telling the truth. The only thing that I'm saying to y'all is anybody could have told Orlando Brown, I know Jay-Z, I know Auntie Yolanda, you know what I mean? And I know Diddy. And then put the candy bar on his bed and then unraveled his puzzle. They could have did it that way. Jay-Z and Diddy did not have to set Orlando Brown up. But if he's saying out of his mouth that he think they did it, then he think that they motherfucker did it. But y'all see I have my garlic. You know what I mean? Well, this is the garlic protector. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have this so the freak off vampires don't come at you. That's why I always have these protect me. These protect me. The tiger bone Jones, they protect me during survival. So nobody can take my virginity. You know what I'm saying? Because my bees will blind them. The freak off vampires, when I raise this up like that, their eyes start burning and shit like that. So they can't, you know what I mean? I gotta see if I could send Orlando Brown a set of these. It'll protect him during survival. But yeah, man, it's just crazy at this point. How you doing? Snoop Dogg and Dogg. Motherfucker da 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 da. Motherfucker da da. You know what I'm saying? You know we be having fun when we be out shaking and baking out this motherfucker. And y'all looking like Jamil be chain smoking like a motherfucker. Pure survival. You goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? And I smoke Newports. For anybody want to know, I smoke Newport. And I know I need to stop. God damn it. My asthma bad than a motherfucker. I'm on a plane. I'm sitting there coughing. Pure survival. Motherfuckers putting on COVID masks thinking I got COVID. I can't stand that. You know how when you just cough and you can have a natural cough and a motherfucker pull out a COVID mask, like trying to make it like you got that shit, pure survival? Motherfucker, I don't got COVID. You know, and sorry for the people we lost that had it, but I hate when people accuse you sneakily of having COVID. You could just have a regular cough, a motherfucker pull out a mask. It ain't COVID been gone for it's been over 4 years now. COVID is over with. Pure survival. You know what I'm talking about? I don't see no stimulus checks. COVID is done. But like I said, y'all, Orlando Brown, man, he's stating some crazy things right now. But I don't think, oh my God, shout out to Crypto goddamn face come through hitting that super chat. Pure survival, Crypto. For a pack of Newports. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you too, Crypto face. Damn, Crypto knew I was running out too. Crypt, look, this is my last motherfucker pack. Pure survival. So you just helped me re-up. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going broke on the vacation. I'm telling you. Look, me and my baby, we done spent so much motherfucking money. Pure survival. Soon as we get back home, I told her, look, we going straight to the welfare office. Drop me off, pure survival. You won't get on welfare, but guess what? I will. Fuck all that, pure survival. You keep paying cash, baby, for food. I'm going to get me a food stamp card. Because this trip done broke me. We going to Costa Rica next motherfucking month. We will be in Costa Rica next motherfucking month. And not on no Nature Boy shit either, pure survival. We will not be over there buck ass naked like Nature Boy. You know what I'm talking about? Nature Boy is sick to the motherfucker. He talking about, yeah, I let my son play with my wee wee. I'm like, you a sick bastard. What the hell? How you mean you let your son play with your wiener? And then you wonder why these kids grow up and be sick to the motherfucker. You got a dad saying, here, tuggle on my wiener. What the fuck? I remember when, man, look, she was watching that, the Nature Boy shit, like doing research and shit, you know what I mean? And I'm like, baby, I didn't even know the boy was this fucking bad. I see why they gave him life in prison. That motherfucker was a sicko. I couldn't even watch the motherfucker no more. Said the hell you talking about you let your son play with your wee-wee? And then when a kid grow up and be a pedophile, they be like, how did that happen? Well, he was playing with his dad wiener. I'm dead serious. Those creep. And then I told her, listen, I'm telling y'all, like I told my baby, I said, listen, the lounge. I don't feel bad for the grown people who was listening to Nature Boy. When you are a grown adult, once you hit 21 years old, you're a full-grown adult. If you let a grown person tell you to get buck ass naked, believe in me, I'm going to get you closer to the Lord. That's not a kid. That's a grown, stupid motherfucker. Pure survival. Put a one in the chat if y'all believe when a person is a grown adult. What age do y'all think that a person is an adult? Put in the chat, what's the age when you are a full-blown fucking adult? Where you don't feel bad for them as an adult because you make your own grown-ass decisions. 18, 21. Let's get them ages in here. 25, 21, 18, 21, 18, 25, 17, goddamn, 18. Fuck that 35 shit. Look at that. Look at that. 18, 18, 18. Now, I'll stop at 25. I'll stop at 25. Just somebody said 66. Far as your brain being fully developed. No way I will turn to no man for spiritual guidance. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about? That is crazy. Showers, what she say, no showers for a year. Nature Boy had them people not taking a shower for a whole year. I'm talking about smelling like shit, trash can juice, freak off fucking concoction. How the hell you make me not take a shower for a year? Like, you got to be comfortable to just smell like shit. Absolutely not. That's what I'm just saying though. When you're a grown up, if you let somebody do something and tell you something and you looking for somebody to believe in, I feel like a grown adult, you have a mind of your own. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame no parents for what a grown up do. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Now when you're a kid, yes, you know what I'm saying? Like you should have like TK. His parents was definitely, out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? His mom, all of that. They let that little boy just go crash out. They didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Clearly, he went and killed two people. He was 16 years old. I'm very passionate and considerate of stuff like that. Like Orlando Brown, he was a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? That's not their fault. But when you become an adult, man, you make your own goddamn decisions. I know me, ain't nobody feel fucking bad for me when I made my own goddamn decisions and fucked up. I had to learn. That's what you do as an adult. You fuck up, bust your motherfucking head, get back up. It ain't about the setback. It's about the get back. Goddamn it. But shout out to all of y'all, man. I love y'all. And shout out to Orlando Brown, guys. You know what I mean? I'm glad that he's home. And shout out to Nick Cannon for being a great wife. You know what I mean? Holding him down while he was in jail. You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow, I'll be back on. Stay tuned. Pure survival at this point.